Hello, courageous souls. It is Sarah here with Purple Angel Oracle. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you were all able to find some toilet paper somewhere. I cannot believe it. This really got out of hand, and these memes are killing me. There are so many memes about this whole situation, not just the toilet paper, but coronavirus, and it's just... I'm going to share one with you. I have to. Okay, what does it say? Okay, this guy said, or it says on this meme, I'm not saying I'm fearless, but eating a Taco Bell burrito during a toilet paper shortage will give you a little bit of an adrenaline rush. That's just one of many. It just brought me to think that, humor right now is super important. And I know many people feel this, this definitely is serious. There are people dying, and we need to do our part. Whether you believe this coronavirus is real or not, we need to do our part. I mean, just to play it safe here. I have elderly people in my family that I want to protect, as I'm sure many of you do as well. But humor is still okay? As long as we know that it is serious and we're taking it serious. But this is a very dense situation. People are very tense, and it's tense and dense. And this is humor, like I said, is okay. That's a good thing. I am a personal believer that humor is divine. It comes from the divine source. So, yeah, humor's a good relief right now. So just keep that in mind. Also, before I get into everything, I posted on my community board that I'm going to be doing a video where I address questions or specific topics that my viewers would like me to address. And once again, like I said in my post, these are just my insights, okay? And these are just provided for comfort and confirmation to things that you most likely already know within. So yeah, and go check that out on my community board, and you can put down in the comments any request or just whatever you'd like me to address. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get that out, just depending on how many, comments I get, but that's just something I wanted to point out because I'm not doing that in this video yet. All right, so I'm gonna dig in here. For those of you who don't know, because this is something I don't necessarily talk about, I am fully aware of all the theories that are surfacing right now about the coronavirus and what's actually going on right now. So you have, let's say, the mass arrest of the dark cabal or the deep state, whatever you want to call that. You have the QAnon collective. You have the adrenochrome, the Google being uncensored right now, the 10 days of darkness, the financial reset, the reset of the education system, the reset of the entire planet. I'm fully aware. I love watching all of that. And, it's like watching a movie for me. That's how it feels. Now, some of the stuff, of course, when you wake up, some of the stuff that you do come across is very disturbing. So no, I don't enjoy watching that. But if that is true, I think it's important that we are aware, because the longer that it stays in the darkness, that's where it's going to stay. If we let it stay there, if that is the truth. And God, I hope it's not some of the horrific things I've seen. But it has to come into the light. That's the only way that the light can consume it, is if we pull it out of the darkness that it's been in for so long. That's just like ignoring, somebody doing something to a child, neglecting a child, or torturing a human, anything. That's just like seeing it and then ignoring it. Okay? So no, I don't enjoy seeing those things, but I do think it's important that those come to light if they are true. Now, I don't have a political preference. I know there's many people who wonder. I don't attach to any one thing. I watch all of this purely out of entertainment. It's a nail biter. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, just like many of you are, but I'm always looking at it from a higher perspective. And I will tell you, I do have faith. I have a deep faith that I can't deny in the military. I do think there are powers in control of the planet right now that are on the ground, that are the ground crew, whoever that may be. I just have this deep feeling we are protected. And there are people working within the government that have our best interest in mind. And that is what I believe, regardless of who that may be. And ultimately what it comes down to is God and Source. And that's who's in control, and that's who's always been in control for me. I trust that plan. I trust God's plan. So, I can't sit here and say I'm a total, I'm attached to the complete idea of all these things, that these are truly going to happen. I mean, I've been pulled towards that direction, that these mass arrests and all these things, surfacing are going to happen. But I'm not completely attached to it until it is in my face and I see it for myself. I never attach. And I've always been that way, which is what, I was, since I was a child, that's how I was. That's why Christianity and religion never really worked for me, because though the Bible is, one of the the oldest texts that we have as far as, God and all that is concerned, one of them, I had to know for myself. I'm like, well, someone else wrote that, so I want to know for myself. So I was searching my entire life for myself, searching within, and I got the answers I needed. I mean, I begged God. I got to a point in my life right before November 2013 where I was just like, do to me whatever you did to Jesus. Whatever, I want to see this for myself. I need to see it for myself. And God stepped right in and did that. And it was November 17th, 2013, and it was the 33rd Sunday of that year. And for 3 months, I was in a state of oneness. And I was getting all these downloads. I was introduced to the Galactic Federation of Light. I won't get all into that. You can check that out in my video. I think it's titled Catapulted into Ascension. It's quite a few videos back where I explain that whole experience. But that's what showed me what oneness felt like. And I had one other experience with an angel when I was a teenager, a short one, of that feeling of oneness and feeling unconditional love and crying tears of joy. And that's what we're coming into. So ultimately, as light workers, we know that this is like watching a movie for us. And we know what's happening. The planet is shifting. The consciousness has already started shifting for so many people. Their entire way of living has shifted. They don't know who to believe. They have no idea who to believe. There's so much information out there bumping into, everything. It's just confusing. So people are at a point where they have to start going within because they don't even know what to believe anymore. And that's so important. That's what we all should have been doing. That's what everybody should have been doing. And it's all part of the plan. Like it's happening exactly how it needs to. But this is kind of like a timeout. So this quarantine and getting us all in our homes and everything kind of shutting down. It's kind of nice, to be honest. And it's needed. And many people are going to wake up and are waking up because of this. So many things are happening that are waking people up right now at a very rapid rate. So it doesn't matter. It's okay if you're watching these things as long as you don't let it consume you. If you start feeling fear and uneasy emotions coming in as you're watching this stuff, then it's time to take a step back, probably. Okay? And I've noticed that about myself. Like, it's like, oh, this is intense. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat here. But it's very important to take a step back and relax and connect with yourself. Get your own insights. Listen to yourself. That's definitely important right now. Just look at it as like watching a Netflix show, and it's like you can only binge watch for so long before you're like, okay, let's take a break. It's kind of how it is. So yes, I did want to clarify that with you all. Yes, I am aware of QAnon. I'm aware of all these theories out there. I watch all of this. I'm aware. Always looking at it from a higher perspective, though. Like I said, it's like looking down, like watching a movie too, from a distance. We're waiting for this dramatic ending here, this climax. Anyway, moving on. So this is where it gets pretty cool. So I personally was always told by Source, God, my higher self, that what's going to happen is going to be a surprise. Now, it's basically expect the unexpected, okay? That's what you can expect. Now, we have an idea of how it might play out, and it may very well play out that way, but there's still gonna be a piece of it that is a complete surprise to us. And the feeling that comes with this for me is like the angels or God just saying, surprise! It's better than you expected. It's even better than we were expecting. That's what I've always kind of gotten, okay? So I pulled some cards, and it's crazy because before I even pulled the cards, this is why I was getting it on here, was to say, I don't attach to one outcome because I've always been told there's still gonna be an aspect of surprise at the end of this. And I pulled some from my dragon deck, and I honestly didn't even know. I knew this card was in here, but I can't remember what each card says. There's a lot of cards in this deck. And so it comes out, and it says, let's see here. Fire and Water Dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and to move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected and have fun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that was in there. And so I'm sitting here going, because in my other deck, in my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, I know there's a card in there that's the unexpected card. And I said, well, just for kicks, let's shuffle that and see what flies out. And the second one that flew out was the unexpected card. And I'm like, if that flies out, and it did. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, that confirms right there. It's gonna be something better than we expected, is what I'm hearing. So expect the unexpected. Better than what we're thinking, if that's even possible. And so anyway, and then the next dragon card I got out was the Magenta Dragon. Enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories, and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. There we go. So we already know this. Everything has been amped up. It's accelerating. The earth is ascending, and it's being accelerated. And all of her inhabitants are waking up. It's accelerated. It's so fast. But it's also at a pace that's gradual. It's fast, but people are going to be able to take this. They're going to be able to take it. I'm hoping, most of us. The ones that aren't awake yet. It has to come in at a pace that is like, until you build up this tolerance. That's kind of how it is what I'm picking up. And then I also got the trust card from my other deck. So more advice from Source. Please trust the plan, trust God, trust your ascended masters, your guides, the angels. They got this under control. We are protected. We are protected, and we're gonna be okay. Hold on to that vibration, just the vibration that it's going to be okay. And that frequency and that vibration is the one that you want to give to people. That's that comforting energy that you want to pass on, just to let them know it's okay. There's nothing to fear. There truly isn't. And even death itself, don't even fear that. God is watching, like, it's been planned. We came here for a specific reason. We know this. And this is where we really step up our game as light workers, is to go through this density and help those that are drowning in it. Truly. I mean, there's some people, like I said, there's so many different theories about what's going on. There's some people who truly believe the government's going to take over and we're going to all get put in FEMA camps and New World Order and all this craziness. And that's okay. That is, if that's where they need to be right now. Everyone's doing exactly what they need to be. And those people are going to be pleasantly surprised that that's not going to happen. I just truly, deep within, could never accept that as reality. Because of all the synchronicities in my life, everything that has brought me to this point and has been perfectly orchestrated and lined up, I could never accept that timeline. So, it's just us being these pillars of light, like I said, and giving that reassurance that it's going to be okay, and helping as much as we can, and not attaching to one specific thing, because sometimes when you attach to something, it really consumes you and you get really fired up about it. And like I said, it's just go with the flow. Yeah, you can watch this stuff as entertainment. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. It's good to be awake. It's good to be aware. But it's also very important, like I said, to not let any one thing consume you. Open-minded. Be open-minded. Because my guides and my higher self, everything within me is telling me it's a surprise. It is. And what we are coming into, the feeling we're coming into, I wish I could describe it better because I've experienced it, that feeling of oneness, like I said. I mean, during those 3 months, I'd wake up in the morning and jump out of bed. Like, I didn't even want to sleep. I was so excited to be alive. Like, everything looked completely new to me. It was like a kid in a candy store. I was so excited to see everything. It was like I was seeing it for the first time again. And that's what's going to happen when we shift, is our vision is going to be amplified, our hearing, all of our senses, all those deep, low vibrational energies and emotions are going to be cleared, which is what we're doing right now on a mass scale. So it's hard enough doing it as an individual. Think about the entire planet collectively clearing here. This coronavirus thing. It's this purging and this clearing. It's huge. So, but that's what we're coming into. That's what heaven on earth was supposed to be. Your idea of heaven is going to happen here. And so hold on to that vision, like I said in my previous video, as you're going through this. And I really wanted to share that confirmation. And then also one more thing. The Schumann resonance is sitting at 50. So, of course, I looked up the meaning for those numbers. I actually separated, the 5 and the 0. And the 5 represents major change. Major change. And then 0 represents new beginnings. Clean slate. Starting fresh. So that's what's going on here. We're clearing the way, clearing the space, clean slate, complete reset. Game over. Starting over here. And that's what New Earth is. New beginnings, new earth, new life, the golden era, all of it. It doesn't matter. There's so many different religions. There's so many different beliefs. It all means the same thing. Whether it's Jesus coming back, any other religion, whatever they believe, it all means the same thing. It's that relief, that joy, feeling joy on a day-to-day basis, just being happy for once on a consistent basis. That's what we want. We want some relief. We want some peace. Joy. We want to be able to do what we want and not out of love, of course, but not be so run down all the time. It's exhausting sometimes. But yeah, so I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope it provided some comfort that, I just have always had this deep knowing that we are protected. And, my feeling is, I know a lot of people are afraid of martial law and the military coming in, and the fact that the military scares us. I mean, I understand that, but like I said, I just have this deep feeling that the military is here to protect us during this transition. God is guiding all of this. And I just have a deep feeling. That's it. And I'm not afraid. I wouldn't be afraid if I saw the military. I honestly, if they came into my town and said everybody needs to stay in their house for a little bit, okay, all right. That is totally fine. Honestly, I like being in my house, so that's fine. And I would still trust God. I would still trust the plan. I would still believe that they're doing this for a reason, out of protection for us. So that's my personal belief. I don't go against anybody. Like I said, everybody is supposed to have their own insights, their own perception of everything. That we're just aspects of source expressing ourselves differently. And that's beautiful. I don't oppose anybody's opinions. I love you all. I do. Even the people that, have left me negative comments and come at me. I still love you. Still love you. Sorry. Even if that makes you mad, I still do, right? That's just how I am. It's just how I am. Yeah, sometimes people leave me a comment and I do get it triggers me. I get a little heated. A natural response, but it's very short-lived these days. I am standing outside of these emotions, looking at them and being like, wait a minute, I see what's going on here. I caught ya. We're not going there, ego. We're not going there today. Sorry. So, all right. I hope this brought clarity, confirmation. Yeah, that's about it. I will talk to you all soon. I love you. And yeah, all right, bye.